Hello, and welcome to another episode of Unboxing with Paul. And today, I bring you the Moto G Stylus. Exactly as the name implies, it's a Motorola with a stylus that happens to have 5G. Let's take a look at it. Now you guys already know that I love taking a look at the packaging. Before we dive right in, while the packaging here isn't completely premium, it is nicer than what you would get in most other smartphones. I'm gonna put this aside for right now. But in the box, we got paperwork to get yourselves familiarized with the phone, as well as a relatively nice SIM ejector tool. In the box, we also get a USB-A to USB-C cable. This should be about 3 feet long, as well as Motorola's wall adapter. And it looks like this is only a 10-watt wall adapter, which is honestly a little bit slow, especially for today's standards, and especially for that massive 5,000 milliamp battery, but that's what we got here. One curious thing to note is that unlike all the other Motorola's that I have gotten here, this one will not come with a SIM card, as these are Metro by T-Mobile devices. This one, again, is not coming with a SIM card. Now, let's looking at the device itself. It is a big boy. It is a 6.8-inch screen with what Motorola is calling, what Motorola calls Cosmic Green, which is, again, just a beautiful, beautiful color. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that in there, but it is just an absolutely gorgeous phone. It is not a glass back, but it very definitely very much looks like one. Just a beautiful, beautiful color back here. And since we're already back here, let's go ahead and look at our cameras. We have a quad camera array with a 48 megapixel wide angle lens, followed by an 8 megapixel ultra wide, a 5 megapixel macro, and then finally a 2 megapixel depth camera. It's going to allow us to shoot 1080p video at up to 60 frames per second. So unfortunately, no 4K here. And as always, we have a fingerprint scanner in here integrated with the Motorola logo. And in my experience, it's usually fairly quick unlock. As mentioned earlier, we are rocking a massive 6.8-inch 1080 by 2400 IPS display with, of course, a built-in stylus. A fairly basic stylus, nothing fancy here, but it seems to be nicely weighted. And again, it's just a push stylus. So once you push it, it's gonna unlock the mechanism that just pops it out. We also have our speaker grill down here, a pinhole microphone. We have a Type-C USB 2.0 port that is used for both charging and data transfer, as well as a headphone jack, which is always nice to have. At the very right side of the phone, we have nothing but our SIM/SD card tray that is going to allow for expandable storage up to 1 terabyte. And at the very top of the phone, it looks like they're keeping it clean with only our pinhole microphone and our speaker grill, which is just this tiny, tiny little slit. It is ever so small, and I think they did a very good job of hiding it at the top. Now, on the right side of the phone, you guys are going to see me being driven up the wall because we have our volume rockers as well as our power button. Now, if you guys have seen my channel before, you guys will know that this definitely drives me up the wall, as I guarantee it, I am going to turn the screen off when I'm merely trying to turn it up or turn it down a bit in one of my videos. And at the very least, the power button is textured, so you're going to be able to tell it apart from the volume rocker. So on the inside, we are rocking 128 gigabytes of storage. Unfortunately, this is not the 256 gigabyte version I was expecting, but on the bright side, we are still having those 6 gigabytes of RAM, which are going to help us for multitasking and running those bigger, more intensive games. And again, even though we don't have that large capacity, it can always be expanded via the micro SD card, again, an up to 1 terabyte micro SD card. And for our processor, we are rocking a Snapdragon 485G that, despite being a more advanced processor, still has the typical 6x2 configuration in which 6 of its cores are clocked at 1.8 gigahertz for efficiency, and then the other remaining 2 cores are clocked in at 2.0 for those heavier power intensive tasks. And once we get into the phone, it is a nicely laid out phone. We can see that there's not too much bloatware in here. We just see the typical Android apps, some Motorola apps, and that's it. We don't really have too much extra things. Now we see YouTube Music obviously being installed. We couldn't go by without that. Now, the main thing about this phone is that it is, of course, 5G. And just like 5G, the rest of our communications should have gotten a slight bump, but unfortunately, it looks like they're going to be remaining the same. We still have Bluetooth 5.0, we still have dual band Wi-Fi AC, but unfortunately in this one we do not have NFC. I'm not sure why Motorola did that, if on the Moto 5G One Ace we do have NFC. And I would have honestly just traded having like a headphone jack or having, I don't know, a larger screen in favor of having the NFC, but it looks like in this case we're just going to be left wanting. So let's go ahead and see how this phone does with watching a YouTube video. Again, this is able to do a full 1080p. We're going to turn our brightness up. So it's actually quite adequate. The viewing angles on this are actually pretty nice because I can hold it up to you guys and I can still see very clearly and very easily what is going on the screen. And the picture quality looks pretty sharp. Again, this is able to display full 1080p video. The speakers sound good actually. Typical of a Motorola, although I would have really liked to have stereo speakers, one at the bottom, one at the top, but it looks like we're not gonna get that here. But again, nonetheless, they are still pretty loud. Again, typical of a Motorola. Really, really loud speakers, very nice and crisp sound. But again, nothing too out of the ordinary or nothing that I would go out of my way to obtain just based on the sound quality alone. Okay, so now let's go ahead and check out this camera quality that we have. Again, we have a quad camera array, and we didn't even go over our selfie camera. Now that I just noticed, on our selfie camera, we are going to be having a 16 megapixel front lens that is going to allow us to shoot, again, also 1080p video at up to 30 frames per second. Again, unfortunately, no 4K here. And of course, let's go ahead and go over the stylus. We didn't go over that earlier because honestly, I completely forgot about it. Again, this is only a capacitive touch stylus. This is nothing smart or anything like that. But if we tap on the notes, it looks like we can go ahead and create a memo. I'm trying to write hello and my cursive is just god awful. Let's try that again. Let's try it sideways. Oh man, that is so, what was that? Discard. I don't want anybody to see that. That was really bad. We're gonna try that one more time. I'm trying to write hello there without thinking about it too much. I mean, it's pretty good. It's responsive, actually. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that here. Let's go ahead and clear that out. All right, so I'm not sure how well you guys can follow that, but I mean, it's trailing behind. It's following it. Let's try that again. So one thing I do have to say, and I do have to be honest with you guys, this kind of feels a little wonky. It doesn't feel like the sturdiest thing ever. It feels like if I'm not gentle on this, it definitely feels like I can break this. It's not very confidence inspiring. I don't know, it just feels kind of janky. I was expecting a little bit to be of a little bit higher quality. I guess I'm just a little disappointed, that's all. So again, not just that, I guess we can also erase. You can type text. You can create a memo. We're not doing that. We're gonna discard all this. Oh, there's a coloring book. Yo, there's a coloring book. Holy cow, hold on. No, that's not what I wanna do. So there's a coloring book on this thing. Where are the colors though? No. Undo. What redo? No. Coloring book. Okay, let's color this bunny brown. Do we have brown? Oh, I don't like this color selection. Where's brown? I have to make my own brown? God dang it. All right, let's see if we can color the bunny. Okay, so I had to zoom in on him. Let me see. Oh, no. Hold on. I guess if you drag with 2 fingers, that's how it works. And then I guess you can color the bunny rabbit. I was never very good at coloring as a child. Kind of went outside the lines quite often. And I didn't really follow the rules, which is, I guess, why I'm here and not working at a bank or somewhere else really nice where I don't have to be dealing with BS like this. I have to be dealing with subpar devices and people who aren't very nice. But anyway, I mean, if you're into this thing, you can go ahead and continue. Certainly, if you're a psychopath, you might find this thing enjoyable. I know I certainly don't. But as far as I'm concerned, I think the stylus in this case is a little more novelty than actually useful. But again, don't let me stop you from getting whatever device or whatever thing you like. And if you like this device, if you find the stylus useful, go ahead and grab it. It's definitely a very nice device, but I would very much grab the Moto 5G1 Ace as opposed to this, just because that one happens to have NFC. And you guys already know that I can't ever wrap up a review, I can't ever wrap up an unboxing without actually running a Geekbench test. So here we have the information, confirming the information that we went over earlier, where we have 6 cores clocked in at 1.8 gigahertz, again, for those lighter day-to-day tasks, and 2 of those cores being clocked in at 2.0 gigahertz for those heavier, more power-intensive tasks. And let's go ahead and run that CPU benchmark, and I will be right back with you guys as soon as this is over. Okay guys, and we are done. And that was actually, again, much quicker than I thought. It looks like as time goes by, this Geekbench test is just getting shorter and shorter, or quicker and quicker each and every single time. And believe it or not, we're walking a whopping 507 on the single core and a 1633 for the multi-score. And if I can recall, this is pretty good. This is really good. This is like, you guys can't understand. Let's just, I can recall, what is the Galaxy A20? That thing had 180 something, 183, 182 on the single core. And that was just terribly underpowered, especially for what it was in its price range. And again, we have a 507. If we compare it to the 960 on the Galaxy S21 Ultra, that is not half bad. That's not bad at all, considering this thing is a quarter of the price of that other device. And if we keep going lower down the list, we can see that we're more something like Galaxy A71 or something like a Xiaomi Pocophone X3, which is not bad, and we're doing way better than the rest of these Xiaomi phones. That's not bad at all. That's so good. And for the multi-score, we got a 1633. Again, halfway of Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G. Again, this device, a quarter of that other device's price. And if we can keep scrolling down, we're more something like Galaxy A71, again, right on par. Still way better than the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 Pro at 1575. And again, that's just way better than I thought. I might have to play games on this just to see how well it does. Again, this doesn't have any things that or any specs that might make it particularly good for gaming, such as the 90 hertz refresh rate or anything like that, but it seems like the processor is doing good, so that in and of itself should allow for better performance. Go ahead and let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think of the color, or would you use this? Do you think this is a good replacement for the Moto G Stylus? And of course, make sure to be subscribed and make sure to comment, guys, so that you can be entered into the giveaway for the Alcatel Joy Tab 2 tablet. The moment I reach 750 subscribers, I will be giving one of these guys away. All you have to do is just make sure to comment and be subscribed. Again, comment, what are your thoughts on this phone? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think it's a piece of trash? Do you think it's a good replacement? I think it's a pretty good phone, especially for its price range and especially for what it is. And as always,